following show contains adult content. It's not our intent to offend anyone, but we want to inform you that if you are a child under the age of 18 or get offended easily, this next show may not be for you. The content, opinions, and subject matter of these shows are solely the choice of your show hosts and their guests, and not those of the Entertainment Network or any affiliated stations. Any comments or inquiries should be directed to those show hosts. Thank you for listening.
Sitting down and designing, where every man never thinking, what are we gonna be wearing? Yo, I'm a Liverpool MC, you can't test me. Big up the girls inside the party, let's get down to crazy Jimmy. Big up myself and known as Alfie, the one and only, the Turkish MC.
Always love the clothes of Jimmy.
Bitch, I'm your wanna be Jimmy Star, new celebrity.
We'll take you out to Jimmy Stars.
Hey ho, what's up everybody? Welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, bringing you the good times in music, fashion, pop culture, and entertainment. We got an exciting show for you guys today, and I'm super excited about it. We have our, actually a good friend of ours who's also, we met at a red carpet premiere several years ago coming on, Jose Santiago Jr. Excuse me. And then I have the original Ghostface Lee Waddell coming on from Scream, you guys. Super excited. Hope everybody is well.
Quiet.
Before we say hi to the chat room, let's say hi to our cool, outrageous man about town co-host, Mr. Ron Russell.
What am I going to do about my dog?
I don't know.
Astro, you cannot bark when we're on the air. You want to come up in my lap? Come on.
That's so funny.
Up in my lap. This is Astro, our 7-pound baby doll that just had all his teeth taken out. Well, actually, he has how many teeth left?
5.
5 teeth. They were so badly rotted. I understand in this breed of dog, it's quite common because he's poodle and terrier mix. He's a rescue. So we didn't know that he had this problem, and it got worse and worse. And I was worried and frightened to have him put out because he's 7 pounds. And I've heard horrible stories about little dogs like this dying under the anesthesia or coming out a little brain dead. But he came out perfect.
Yeah, he's really doing good. So,
thank you. Now we have other. We're still trying to get a studio here. One day, El Cheapo will part with a couple of $1,000, and we can have proper equipment and proper studio.
The equipment will be the same, just the studio will be different.
No, I need proper equipment. This equipment is like Christopher Columbus had it on his boat.
No,
that's how he found America.
We have a very good microphone. We have a $3,000 computer. Everything is good.
Yeah, and your ass is beautiful.
So anyway, you guys, people are starting to join us in the chat room. What's up? Stefan Bell's in the chat room.
Hey, Stefan, how's your lovely wife, Tina?
Don Hinton is in the chat room.
We don't care about you, Stefan. We just care about Tina because Tina is the nicer one in that couple.
They're commenting about my bright glasses. Lady Lake is in the chat room. Hey, Cindy, Lady Lake. Don, he's got on his Versace watch again. And
because I love it.
His shirt looks kind of dark. It's actually like a beautiful emerald, forest green.
Forest green.
It's a beautiful forest green. And
it looks like shit on TV. See that? You always have to proof your clothing before you wear it. I know I do that in a movie. Before I'm in a movie, I have Jimmy video me to see exactly how the wardrobe looks, if the colors are working. Sometimes color can go against you. Like right now, this color is so disgusting. It's going against my ugly old face. But then again, you say, you know what? The shirt and the face go together. Ugly and ugliest. So.
No, you look great.
I look great. I look wonderful. I look like Rock Hudson, Tony Curtis, and all the other gorgeous men in Hollywood. You know why? Because they're all dead and they're all rotted. And that's why I look like them now.
So everything is good. I hope everybody had a great week. We want to thank everybody for tuning in. I've been following everybody on social media, especially the chat room. You guys are doing wonderful things. And we want to give a shout out to Neil. Also, he's in the chat room as Moolah Mastermind. Neil is a genius with websites, and he's a super cool guy. And he lives in the UK.
About our show. I have never done that in all the years that we're on. And I just thought that now is the time that we should really explain to people I wrote that we like to advise our guests when they come on that we're in Brooklyn having coffee, Entenmann's crumb cake, and talking real talk. There's nothing phony about our show. If you come on our show, whoever you are, and you start acting pretentious and you don't want to answer questions, you just want to sell your book or sell your movie, you're not going to make it on this show, because I'll close down and Jimmy will just be polite, and your interview will be a waste of your time and ours. Luckily, people that come on our show are terrific, and they give us that 40 minutes or 45 minutes, sometimes overdue, interview that is so important. If you're selling a book, people that like you and know you will go out and buy your book anyway. You don't have to come on our show to sell your book. You can come on our show to mention your book so that the people who don't know there is a book about you will then know and go out and buy one. As far as it goes, Jimmy is the nice guy, the quiet guy, the guy that does all the information and asks the questions that, are nice. I, on the other hand, am the crazy guy who's funny and wild, wacky, uninhibited, unfiltered, and I couldn't care less about the actors or the people that come on this show.
I mean, you couldn't care less. You
Because
care
they're
less.
actors like me. They're no big deal.
I know, but you care about them. All our
Well, if
guests are
Sophia
cool.
Loren came on, I'd say, hello, Sophia. I haven't seen you in so many years. You're looking good. I mean, I'm not going to cave in and get nuts.
I didn't say that.
No, but a lot of interviewers, when they have a big star on, they go, like, oh my God, who's coming on? What? The star shits and pisses like everybody else. The star just made it in movies because I don't know why, and they made tons of money, and they're very super famous. But that doesn't make them gods. That doesn't make them better than any of the viewers that watch our show.
Oh, that's true.
Some of our people that come on are shitpots. The people that are watching them are far better. So I don't have that about me, as you well know. I don't cater, kiss ass, and say, oh, I did that like Jane Russell. Jane used to do that about Marilyn Monroe.
If you guys would have seen him when he met Kim Sledge, you would know that like he every once in a while he meets somebody, he was jumping up and down and screaming like a 4-year-old.
No, that's not true. I was trying to get your attention to come over to meet her. So it was a room filled with people, and I had to do this. Yes, I do. I love Sledge, Kathy Sledge. And now that I'm friends with her, I'm even happier. Her song was so important. We Are Family. It was an important song to the gay community back in the days when we didn't have the rights that we have today that some have taken advantage of.
Everybody says you look like you had a facial.
A facial?
Mm-hmm.
I look like I had a facial?
Mm-hmm.
No, Jimmy put that camera on where it makes you look 20.
I don't understand, though. You look younger, and I don't look any different at all. It didn't do a thing for me. Maybe because I'm not in front of it. I don't know.
No, it's because you're homely.
They don't think so.
I don't think so either.
Good.
There's some cute pictures of you up there. Speaking of cute pictures, my buddy Derek in England. If you're watching, if you're in the chat room, you're posting some of the most beautiful pictures of yourself when you were young. And let me tell you something, you were some hell of a good-looking guy when you were in your 20s and 25s. Now I know why Rock Hudson wanted you to lay on the floor in the motel, on the carpet. When we see you in England, which we will, I'm going to ask you privately, what happened? You just lay there and spoke to Rock Hudson on the rug? No, I don't think so. No,
anyway, nobody knows. Actually, he was on our show, you guys. You know who
I
I'm
love
talking
Derek.
about.
Derek's one of my best friends, and I've never met him, but we met through this media, and he's just a sweetheart of a guy, and so nice, and so I wish he was in the States. I certainly would be a good friend of his.
Absolutely.
Anyway, getting back to my subjecta, if they come on our show and they're full of shit and they're acting grand, no. It's not going to happen. So a lot of people say that Ron Russell is crude, rude, obnoxious, loud, vulgar, and disgusting. Well, I don't think so. I think Ron Russell is open, honest, outrageous. And it's going to be 84 years old and really doesn't give a shit about what he says or does. We're on the show, on the air, 10, 12 years, whatever it is. And we have not been kicked off or asked to leave.
16. I've been on the air 16 years.
16 years. And we have not been asked to leave. And we're the #1 podcast show in the world forever. And we have ratings like you can't believe. So I guess what we're doing is correct. People enjoy our show because we bring out, we ask the questions that you want to ask. In other words, if you were sitting here with whoever, questions like Mamie Van Doren. I know Mamie. I sat on the steps of a movie theater while we were waiting for Mamie to go on stage to talk about the old movie of hers that we were playing here in Palm Springs. And she is the most outrageously outspoken, terrific broad and still gorgeous at 90. Can you believe it? So I said to Jimmy, we've got to get Mamie on. And he said, oh, I've spoken to her. And she said, after her book is complete, she's coming on. Now, that show is going to be naughty. God knows where we're going to go with it, because I'm going to talk to her about what Mr. Blackwell said to me. He said there was a time that Mamie Van Doren was in a jacuzzi with Stephen Cochran, the actor, at 3 a.m, and you could hear her screaming all the way down the canyon. Now, I'm going to ask her if that story's true. No other interviewer would dare go there. No, they cover up. They make these movie stars look like they don't shit, pee, breathe, eat, or anything, like they came from heaven. They're people. They're actors. They act.
They all want to see Mamie Van Doren.
Everybody wants to see Mamie Van Doren. She's a piece of ass at 90, and she's still banging away. I mean, she's hot. Imagine being hot and sexy at 90.
Yeah, she looks good.
She's terrific. She's unbelievable. Anyway, in person, she's a doll. I had not met her. I sat on the steps with her, introduced myself, and we began talking. And she gave me her life story. I mean, she was just wonderful. So she's going to make a very fabulous guest. I'm very excited about Mamie Van Doren coming on.
That's awesome. So here's what we're going to do.
She's the idol of all gay men. I don't know a gay man that doesn't adore her and love her. They just worship her.
So here we go, you guys. So what we're going to do.
First of all, the moral of the story is, if you don't like our show, don't watch, but don't bitch about it.
We want to give Chef some more. B. Claudia joined us, and I don't know, a bunch of other people. So, hey, chat room, it's awesome. You guys, you can listen to the Jimmy Star Show on Apple Podcasts. We'd love it if you're not going to watch the video and you're going to listen to. Please do it there, because it's really good for us. We're also on iHeartRadio, SoundCloud, iTunes, Spotify, Amazon Music, YouTube, Google Podcasts, Radio Public, TuneIn, Pandora, Amazon Prime, and a bunch of other places. And very soon, the video of our show will be on Apple TV, Amazon Fire Stick, or whatever that is, and Roku.
So I'm going to class it up. I'm going to speak with a bit of an English accent or some kind of a phony faggot accent. I'm going to be chic and fabulous and wonderful and marvelous, darling. There'll be no vulgarity. Everything will be just beautiful. All lies, of course.
I also want to thank B. Claudia and Lady Lake Music. They're working with me on some cool projects that we can't talk about yet, but soon we will be able to.
I hate that we can't talk about anything.
But they're working on some cool projects, and so I want to thank them for all their
support. So do you think
support.
We should clean up the show and get rid of the fucks and get rid of? That reminds me of Betty Davis.
Nobody will ever do it. Okay, we got to go though. We got to go to another story.
That thing I just said reminded me of Betty Davis.
Yes. All right, so now we're going to bring on our first guest, you guys, who just wrote in the chat room, I shit, pee, drink, and work out. Just a normal guy.
And he fucks his brains out with his big dick, okay? So there we go. Now we've made it really conclusively filthy. Can't get filthier than that, right, babe?
I love you guys, man. It's so good to see you guys again, man.
It's been a year, guys. It's been a year. So, hey, everybody, now
Wait a minute. Are you still clean?
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Okay. Remember, he was a dopey and then he went clean.
How
many years are you clean now?
12.
Good for you. Good for you. Yeah,
for 12 years.
And also, it's just your brother's birthday, so happy birthday, brother.
Right.
Yeah. 52. 52. Mine is April 5th. 50.
Okay.
Okay, you handsome son.
So hold
of
on,
a
we got to do
bitch.
an announcement. All right, everybody, now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, the Latino
Yay!
Pacino,
The
Jose
Latin lover.
Santiago Jr.
The Latin lover.
Hello and welcome to the show.
That's what I
Hey
call
guys, thank you for having me. As always, it's an honor. I'm humbled and just I just love you. I love you guys. It's the first day we met. I love you guys.
How you guys
And you know
doing?
what? Let's start off the show with a big fat fuck it. Keep doing what you're doing. If they don't like it, don't fucking watch. You motherfucker. Don't you come at Ron and Jimmy.
Meanwhile, we got 5 million viewers. So I guess
Right.
there's a lot of perverts out there, right?
So you guys listen up. So we originally met Jose before COVID at a movie premiere.
Yes.
We had him come on the show. We're social media friends. We comment on each other's shit every day.
And I was making out with him in the top balcony, and I said, "Oh,
and
and
then
he asked me to marry him, and I said, I'm married already to that other thing over there."
no, you guys. And we've had him on every year. So last year he was on in January this year. So we kind of get updates on the different things he's doing.
Yes. And
He's
he's a fun guy.
a fun guy. He's a lot of fun. And so I have a question for you right off the bat. You always
Let's go.
told me you were from Chicago, and then you sent me your beautiful press kit, which is beautiful, by the way. He has a beautiful press kit, you guys. And it said you're from East Chicago, Indiana. I thought you were from I thought you were from Chicago, like fucking Chicago.
Yeah, my dad is from Chicago. When I was born, we moved over to East Chicago, Indiana, which is right on the border of South Chicago.
Okay.
It's a railroad track. That's the divider. So you got Illinois, Indiana, the railroad track, South Chicago, East Chicago. Right
Okay. Because I was
Yeah.
like, how can you be like? Because like you were on Chicago Fire, Chicago PD, all these shows, and I was shit. I didn't know. So geography is not my strength.
Yeah.
Oh, believe me. And he bullshits
Well-
to me. Wait, he bullshits to me that he graduated 6.
I
in his
did
class.
graduate 6 in my class.
You know what? In Florida, they're morons.
No, they're not.
I was kicked out of school at 16, and I'm smarter than you.
No,
I really am.
You know,
I'm good at
I
business.
got a joke for you. I got a joke for you, Ron. He said he graduated. Hey, Jimmy, it's gonna get you. He said he graduated 6th in his class, right?
Yeah,
Well, that's kind of hard to do when there's only 5 people in the class.
you're right. You're right. I didn't graduate 6th in the class, but I got thrown out of school. How many people do you know that got thrown out of school?
I got thrown out all the time. Freshman year, sophomore year, junior year, and senior year.
Like when I was in high school, I got a perfect attendance award. The only days I ever missed were days where I had to go compete in athletics for the school. And I graduated really high with honors at University of Florida. I'm a fucking genius. But I'm not good in history. I know nothing about history whatsoever.
No.
Like I couldn't even pick I could pick Illinois off of a map, but probably not Indiana. Even though they're right next to each other.
Next door.
My math teacher said to me, "Ron, you are so poor at math. You must learn general math because in the world you have to count money." I said, "I'm going to be an actor, and my managers will count my money." So they threw me out of school.
Yeah, there you go.
Well, it was
You
a
went to
little more
junior.
than that. It was a little more than that. I edited it a bit.
Yeah.
So how's your lady?
What's
How's
that?
your lady?
She's
Good.
great. She's at work right now.
You're still
I
in
had a
love?
couple-
The marriage is
Oh,
good?
yeah.
Everything's good?
More than ever. More every day. I wake up next to her and I thank God. I said, how did I become so lucky? Why did you bless me with such a beautiful woman? Caring, loving, supportive.
But you know what?
I love all the pictures that you guys post and the dog and like all just everything.
Allison Duncan.
People say how lucky I am to have Jimmy. I said, luck had nothing to do with it. It was my looks, my body, my charm, my intelligence, and my bitchiness. Stop that. That's a totally gay thing. That was a gay gesture. So gay.
So you guys,
Anyway.
anybody who didn't know now,
Wait a
East
minute,
Chicago
quiet,
is
I'm
in
not
Indiana.
finished. Quiet, I'm not
It's
finished.
right next door
No.
to Chicago.
Shut up.
Go.
Jose,
Yes, sir.
you talked about how wonderful she was. Did you ever look in the mirror realistically? naked.
No,
And
you know,
stay in your
everybody,
seat. Look at the
everyone
gift.
says that.
Look at the gift I'm giving her. You know, we equal. We find our own. Water seeks its level, and we do find, if we're lucky, a mate that works with us, that is us. You're handsome and terrific, and I'm sure she's beautiful and terrific.
She's gorgeous.
So she's gorgeous, right?
Yeah.
So there you go. It makes it a nice, you know. You wouldn't
Yeah,
be with some ugly monster.
We enjoy it. We enjoy it. We love being with each other. And it took me 50 years to figure it out. But you know what? Never too late. Better late than never. You know, I mean, and she's just amazing. Like, I mean, there's things that she does with the house and the dogs, and when I'm really, really busy and I'm filming or I'm doing like construction company, she holds it down like no one ever before. And you know, most women would have been like walked away, and she is still there, still just as beautiful as the first day I met her.
I love the fact though that
is
like
important.
you know that you're pursuing your dreams in the world of film and television. That you've got a successful business. I love it when you post pictures of jobs that you guys do. Like you see how beautiful work your company actually does on houses. And then
Wait a minute. All right. I hate you people that you come to my home and you start a job and you don't come back. And I've had so many of them. My gardener. Wait a minute. We have a lawn that looks like a jungle. Our gardener of 5 years, he's with us 5 years, disappeared. He won't answer his phone. We can't, and we pay on time. It's not like we owe money. Where did the gardener go? The fucking lawn. They're going to find us soon. You know, they
the
find
lawn
it.
is like really long. And then we had this guys come in and they laid the whole side of our house. We laid concrete, to have a walkway for the dogs and to get to the backyards where you walk through dirt. And Ron and I both told him to put the like rebar or whatever you call it down every couple of feet, so it wouldn't crack because we have earthquakes. He said it won't. It's too thin. It won't happen. Fucking it wasn't in for 2 weeks and the shit cracked. And then he put in sliding glass doors in the back of the house. And he put the sliding glass doors in, and the wood cracked the wall. And then he didn't fix the crack, and then he tried to paint it, and he painted it a different color. It's not even the same fucking color. And then he just disappeared. He didn't come back.
Don't you guys wish I lived in Palm Springs?
Yes, we wish you lived in Palm Springs.
Well, you know what? The workers that come to our house, they see the cars in our driveway or in our garage. We have a very expensive Mercedes and an Audi. So right away, the price goes up.
Oh, yeah.
Because they said, if these faggots can afford these cars, they can afford to pay us money. Then they
you have some crooks out there. I treat every customer of mine, every client, as if they're a family member, and I know why they're calling me, because they probably got outrageous bids from other contractors. And then and you know what? Here's the best part about what I do. I get the bids from the other contractors. They show me the actual bid. A lot of clients won't do that because they want to see who comes in the cheapest. But they show me these bids and I go through it and I'm like, wow, what are you guys doing? You're charging them for material twice. You're only buying the material once. You're charging them 3 times the labor charge of the national average and standard in the business. And then you're charging 3 times for disposal and removal of all the stuff that you do. When truly, if you get a dumpster, it's one and done. You pay a flat. You just pay a flat fee and for the dumpster, and you can have it filled and taken out and dumped and bought back and fill it again because you pay a flat fee. I don't know what I mean. So I see it, and then when I come in with my price, I'm usually $25,000. If it's a $100,000 job, I'm usually around $22,000 cheaper than these guys. These guys are at $150,000, and people are like,
wait, hang on, Jose. How do people contact you to get you to do work? Let's go with that.
I'm on Facebook at Santiago Construction.
How can we reach you?
Santiago Construction on Facebook.
Santiago Construction LLC on Facebook and Instagram, and then also phone number is area code 219-309-3522, and that's the office number.
So if you guys are in that area, and you need
wait
help.
a minute. My father was in construction, so I worked at that as a kid. I know how much wiring costs and plumbing should be. You know,
Right.
I am too old now to do anything. I can't bend down, and I'm 84 soon. So we had a guy come in.
You look 55.
Thank you. We had a guy come in and give me an estimate to replace my kitchen sink. I already bought the sink. It comes from Italy. It's black granite, and it was expensive. It's a square sink, and it's a kitchen sink. I said, how much to put this kitchen sink in? I will remove the old sink, or have Jimmy pull it out. It's clips on the bottom. $2,000.
$2,000 to install a sink.
Yeah.
Am I lying, Jim?
No, he's not lying. And it was a plumbing company, and the plumber said they work for on the phone. The guy told me they work for $50 an hour. So I was like, $50 an hour. It's going to take.
He's going to be there for a whole week.
We're going to be there 40 hours. I was like, come on, this is a couple hour job here. This is ridiculous.
I usually drop in like $250, $300 to drop in a sink.
No, I was very nice and polite. I said, are you out of your fucking mind? Get out of my house. Get out of my house, you fucking crook.
Yeah. Get him out and lock the fucking door behind him.
Could you believe that?
That's ridiculous. That's just robbery. That's robbery.
Everything here is like that, though. We had a new lawn guy come the other day so we have a very little front yard. It takes about to mow our front and backyard doesn't take more than 10 or 15 minutes. It's just a little teeny patch, and they don't have to really do anything else. So to come for maybe an hour a month, and they want $200, just to run the lawnmower. I mean, it's like 10 by 15, and the backyard's about 5 by 10. Two little teeny patches.
Yeah.
And they want $200 a month.
2 passes and they're done. 2 passes and they're done.
Literally.
Yeah.
So everything.
Let's get down to business here. He didn't come here to discuss all.
I know. Here's what we're going to talk about. So first of all, you guys.
Are you working?
Yes.
Good.
Yes,
for
I
you.
am.
Film. I'm talking about film now.
Yeah, actually, I'm filming again. We're filming a movie called The Devil's Breath. And
The Devil's Breath?
Yes.
Breath?
Devil's Breath. In the movie, the devil's actually smoking throughout the whole movie. It's a character. So it's his breath. I play a Colombian child trafficker who later on. What's that?
Don't you love typecasting?
I love it. When they saw me, we agreed, it's an independent project. So I said, okay, here's my set price for independent projects. And basically if anything changes, so does the price. And they're like, yeah, okay. Because I'm probably the only named actor on this project. And when we were talking, it was just a talk in a meet with the director and the writer. And they're like, okay, so we and I know they haven't seen any of my work. So they said, oh, we saw some of your work. And I said, oh yeah, what'd you like about it? And they kind of
that kind of fucked them up.
Their response is like everybody else's. So what'd you like about it? I mean, your look, your voice. I'm like, you can do that right the fuck now, and we're talking right in person. So but it's okay. So I went on board, and I was only supposed to do 2 scenes. I was only supposed to do 2 days of work, make my money, 2 scenes, and get out. Right. The director loved it so much. The first 2 days that he saw, he's like, "Fuck, we gotta write more storyline for this guy and introduce him throughout the movie instead of just the lead character." And the lead character is a younger gentleman, is a lot younger than me. He's in his 20s. But they were like, I guess they auditioned multiple people for this role, and it didn't kind of work out. But when when I brought the character to life, they were like, holy fuck. So now it's been 4 days of shooting, 2 more days this weekend, and a jet scene where I'm coming off a jet at O'Hare Airport, getting into a Bentley or a Rolls Royce, one of the two. I mean, it's just the guy's a Colombian boss, and it's just been it's great. I haven't stopped working, and I thank God for that too. My business was slow in the winter, but acting picked up. Business is starting to boom now, and acting's still going. I just keep things going. But yeah, no, I've been busy. with the IMDb. I haven't really put anything on there because I don't like have that kind of time. I got to get someone to do that for me. All my projects and all my commercials. I just did the Aldi's chef commercial.
Yeah, I wrote it down. Aldi's chef. I said you were a chef in a Best Foods commercial. Hellman's Mayonnaise, O'Reilly Auto Parts. We watch Aldi's, so I didn't even know. Like, I didn't have Aldi's in Florida, and I don't think we had it in Pennsylvania when we lived in Pennsylvania. But
what?
Aldi's is here. Aldi's, the grocery store. That's that grocery store that we see. The commercial comes on a fucking million times a day.
Yeah, that's the one.
Well, wait a minute, Jose. Unfortunately, we don't earn enough money to support ourselves like we want to. So we all have to have a sideline. I did hair for years. I was a hairstylist. I worked in beauty salons. And I used to run.
That's why your hair looks so fabulous.
I don't know. But I used to run for Go-Sees, and I used to run, I did a lot of stage work. So in New York, it was easy. But it's a rotten business. I want to tell everybody out there, if you think you're going to be an actor and tomorrow have the money Brad Pitt has, keep playing with it. Keep playing with yourself. It ain't going to happen.
I tell people that all the time. They ask me all the time, how do you keep working? How are you still working and everybody else is out of work? I said, well, here's my thing. I didn't sit on a picket line like everybody else and I stand with let me just make this clear. And I'm probably gonna get reamed and chewed out for it, but I really don't give a fuck. Here's the thing. When SAG went on strike, everybody said, come on out and support and stand in unity and solidarity. Stand in unity and solidarity for what? I don't believe SAG has ever called me to offer me a role, to get me an audition, to get me a walk-on, to get me a series regular, to get me anything. I do know that SAG dips into my paychecks every time I get paid. But yet I am going to go stand with an association that, if I want to do that, I'd go back to New York and go back to Puerto Rico and deal with the Italian and Puerto Rican mob. That's how I look at it. So while they were standing there and out there picketing and I was working.
See, I'm a publicist, so I produce a ton of films. Ron acts in a ton of films. We have the show, obviously, and then I'm a publicist, so like I'm working in it. So I was busy as shit during the SAG strike. And instead of working with actors, I worked with musicians.
See, I was raised by my father, who was very important in the Painters Decorator Union. So I know what the union does for its workers.
Yeah.
Years and years ago, the Italians were thought of like, I guess, the Mexicans are today. Okay? They were not respected. They were guineas. They were greasers. They were jagos. They were whatever they were. And they were treated like illiterates. My father, being Italian and living in America, used to do speeches to all the union members to solidarity, to get together, to not let these bastards take your money, do nothing for you. So my father was a union man because he said, without the union, my workers would be working 24 hours a day without safety measures and without, in other words, no benefits, nothing. So the one thing about our union is if we're old, we can go in the home. When we're old, we will get money. If a production company is fucking us over and treating us poorly, we report it to the union and the union fines them. So there are so many wonderful things that the union does to protect us. That's why I was with the union and Fran Drescher, because what they were trying to do was wrong. They wanted to steal your image.
Yeah, the AI, they're doing that, and now they're doing it now. They're doing it now. They're allowing it. SAG-AFTRA is Tyler Perry just went on an interview, and he was supposed to build this $800 million.
Not doing it.
No.
And he said, "Why do I have to do it when everything is generated through AI? Now I'll just use that," which means no more pay for
right.
And look at all the people out of work.
Everybody's out of work.
Yeah. Oh, everybody's out of work. So, I mean, everybody's back in Chicago. They're back on the TV shows. Everybody's happy. And God bless them. And I wish them nothing but the best. I'll never take anything away from them. I decided to do SAG FICOR because, I can still do SAG.
No, like all of our friends who do all the indie films, they're all SAG-FICOR.
You have to
Yeah.
be, otherwise you're not.
Otherwise,
well, I mean, what am I going
to
to do? Honestly, Ron, you know, what am I going to do with a $13 SAG residual check? Come on. I mean, sometimes 69 cents.
Yeah.
You know what? I tell them you can take that check, shine it up really nice, and shove it right up your ass. I don't need it.
Yeah,
You know, I mean,
some
give it to somebody who needs it, because when I did a show and I made $5,000 and you replayed it, and instead of me getting a residual of $3,000 or $4,000, a percentage of my show, I got $169.
Yeah, how
That's
about
a
a friend of mine that got a check for 60 cents? And
Yes.
He just said he got one too.
60 cents, and she went and put it in Lucite and has it in her den for a joke.
Framed it.
Because people
Yeah.
look and they say, "You worked for 60 cents?" She said,
Yeah.
"Well, it's a residual."
That's the
No, I
residual checks.
I think you know, I'm doing both because I do indie films. I'm working on one now that it'll only go through, it has to go through SAG because of the people that are in it, but we won't use any of the other unions, you know.
Right.
But I did an indie pilot, a TV pilot, and I went through all three unions, and SAG really messed me up because they made me pay the salaries. They put my SAG deposit, you know, was half the budget of the movie. And I had to give the deposit and pay the actors, and it took 6 months to get the money back. I mean, and I have a friend who did an $11 million movie who had to put up like $2.5 million to SAG, and it took 2 years for him to get his deposit back. Those are the kind of things I don't like.
Well, that's
You know, you're supposed to get it back in 90 days, you know, and you're waiting years, you know, to get your money back.
that's the
bad.
people they hire. That's the mistake they make. They don't hire the right people in the offices. But you
Right.
see,
They got the wrong people in the seats.
I
Yes.
have no problem getting work. I get work all the time because I sleep with the producer.
Yeah, there you go. I told Melinda she needs to become a producer and a director. And I bet you I'd be working every day.
Yeah, that's how you get work. You just sleep with the producer.
I actually have some stuff that once I get to the point, I should share it with you. I'll share it with you, the deck and stuff. But I have a couple of things I think you would be good.
Are you ever going to work with me, Jose? Are we going to ever
Absolutely.
work?
I told you guys I'm ready to come out. I'm ready to
I
go
want-
out to Cali.
I always play a tough guy.
I
as
want
you
him to
know.
go be in my werewolf movie, Dog Moon,
Oh, good.
which is,
I mean,
you know,
I
pretty good
play
movie.
tough all the time when I'm on
You know
screen.
what? We were just talking about them. It's funny you say that, Jimmy, because the other day we were watching something, and I said, you know what? She goes, what would you want to be, a vampire? I said, werewolf. She's like, why not a vampire? I said, because I get to watch everybody I love die, and I keep fucking living. So you guess what? As a werewolf, I get to fucking wolf out, get crazy, get all hairy, chew some shit up, wake up somewhere naked, and start all over again.
actually, I'm doing, which I'm not doing it yet, but I've been brought on to produce a big werewolf vampire movie, big with really big A-list people. I don't know how the casting and what the roles are for that, so I don't know if I could get you. I can get you in my movie, but that one I'm just producing, so I'm not
Yeah,
sure.
and
but
I can't play a werewolf because it's too physical for me.
he's going to play a vampire. Hopefully.
I'm a vampire. Because
Oh,
being
you're going to make a beautiful vampire, a
Oh,
handsome
I'll
fucking
play.
vampire. I might even tell you to bite my fucking neck. Fuck it.
No, I'm starring in a movie called O Negative.
Typo negative.
Typo Negative, and I play a very sophisticated vampire who's a homosexual, and he has a daughter now who is learning to be a vampire. The script is probably the most brilliant script I have ever read about a horror movie. I think it's too intelligent for the audience. It may not even work because it's way too
Well,
sophisticated.
they'll get it. They'll get it. Trust me. I mean,
Oh, no,
we've
it's
had
beautiful.
the vampires. We've had the
He
movies with the
takes
vampires that come in and they're crazy and they're psychotic. But an intellectual, intelligent fucking vampire movie where the vampire is not only handsome like yourself, but smooth, suave.
Smooth and sophisticated.
That's
And he
where they
takes-
need to turn the genre to.
He takes his daughter to a mysterious land where the vampires are, how to learn. It's really I can't wait to do it. And I don't
I'm
really give
working
a
on
shit
it.
about most of the stuff I do, you know, I really don't care. But
Right,
this I
right.
really care about.
So here's a film I want to talk about from you because so this is your third time on, I think, and we've never been
Yes.
able to play a clip of anything. But I actually went on YouTube and downloaded the clip,
Are we
the
allowed?
trailer. Yeah, I couldn't do clips from like his big TV series or anything because
Take us off of
YouTube
it,
bans us. But I'm pretty sure What Happened in Danville is a film. And I know you're in the trailer because I saw your picture at the beginning of it. I didn't even watch it, but I saw you at the beginning of it. And I don't think YouTube will shut us down so we can actually play it just so we can promote something you're in. So tell us what happened in Danville. Tell us a little bit about it.
Oh, that was years ago. That I played a how can you say?
Oh, it says 22.
But yeah, well, no, that's when they released it. It was done in 2018, 2017, something like that. I think you guys are frozen. I think you're frozen, buddy. Can you hear me? I think, let me see. Let's see what's going on here. I don't know if you can see me or chat. Hold on a second. Let's see what we got. No, I don't see it. All right. I guess this is the trailer from What Happened in Danville. I play a character, Greg, who is in a mental institution, and you'll see why. He's kind of mentally unstable.
I just feel like you wouldn't believe me. So for me to sit here and talk about it, this makes me sound crazy. This makes me sound crazy. This makes me sound crazy.
You don't seem crazy to me.
This makes me sound crazy.
Or like much of a liar.
This makes me sound crazy. This makes me sound crazy. This makes me sound crazy.
I'd say his account is the only one we can trust.
This makes me sound crazy. 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 This makes me sound crazy.
I don't believe I'm crazy, which makes me sound just as crazy. It just doesn't make sense. I lived a normal life, did normal things, felt normal every day. Why am I crazy now?
Oh, I didn't even see that trailer. Well, that's pretty cool. I'm glad they finally got it out. I'm just waiting for you guys to get back on because I can't see you guys. I can see myself, but I don't want to see myself.
All right. It looks like we're still waiting for them to come back. So we're going to go ahead and take a music break and we'll be right back with them.
Okay, but thank you.
Haven't been kissed in a while. Haven't pulled away, smiling just to do it again. Run my hands up for miles to that place where we know it all ends. Then we collapse on the sheets, talk all night, laugh until we fall asleep around 3. I wake up before noon. Watch you breathe as I fall in love too soon. No, it's not smart. Let's chasing cars down the freeway, lights out in the dark. I can't wait till we can both say I've been feeling it the whole
All you have to remember what her smile was like before.
Hey, you guys.
All right, there they go.
Hey, everybody. We apologize. I don't know how much we missed, but the fucking dog actually
Don't
unplugged.
say fucking dog. all right?
Our beautiful dog Brandy, who now is not in the room any longer, unplugged us.
That's why mine are outside or over there in the living room.
Ours are usually they just sit here, but she's going crazy. So I want to go back though, talk about the movie because I do want to play the trailer for people to see.
Play the trailer.
Well, I want him to tell us
All right.
about it a bit.
So Danville, we shot that back in 2015 or 2017.
Wow. It came out late.
Yeah, it did come out late. There was a lot of issues with post production. Kenny was amazing directing it. He's a really good guy, and the cast that he put together for it was beyond what I expected. So when, of course, he asked me to be a part of this, he goes, "Well, have you ever?" He goes, I know you always play the bad guy, the tough guy, the cartel." He goes, "Can you play a mental patient?" And I said, "Well, I mean, I live in the United States of America. I mean, you got to be pretty crazy." So, yeah. So I don't think there's much acting in that. But when he gave me the guy's name, Greg, and his background, I'm like, okay, so this guy is like mentally disturbed, bipolar, paranoid schizophrenic, has murderous intentions. So and you know he's a bully. This guy's a bully. So when I saw who my counterpart was, the lead actor, I was like, okay, so let me see. Let me fill the guy out. Oh, man, I can't remember his name. It's been so long. I can't remember his name. Darcy. He's I don't know if he's from England or Australia, but he's got the accent.
You know Darcy.
No, we don't know.
The name Darcy, yes.
I know, but
Yeah, he's out there. He's out there in California.
Man, this is a guy.
Oh, it's not Darcy Donovan?
No, it's not Darcy
Yeah.
Donovan.
So when I met him, we sat down, we talked, we went over a couple things, and the guy just had a really good vibe. Young guy, smooth, good-looking kid, man. And I said, you know what? Let's have fun with this. So we brought Greg to life. Greg bullies Daniel. Daniel from Danville is kind of ironic, but Greg bullies him throughout the whole show. Once Daniel is locked up in this institution, and he wakes up there, and he's seen some things that nobody else has seen because I've been in there for a long time. So here's a new guy, and everybody's catering and curdling to him. So Greg starts to bully him. And then there's outbreaks, and there's fights, there's threats. I even got a little bit of comical, a couple comical scenes in there where it's funny, but it's you're an asshole funny. You know, that was just wrong, but it's funny, because he's an asshole. And at the end, when you saw me with my hands in the air and it's bleeding, I got tired of asking the lunch Patreon for seconds and thirds of a dessert. So I got my own dessert.
I like it. So here's what I want to do. So Juan, what we want to do is it's called What Happened in Danville. You just introduce it. We're going to play the trailer, and after that, we'll come back.
You got it. All right, guys, here's a movie I was in, What Happened in Danville. Check it out.
I just feel like you wouldn't believe me. So for me to sit here and talk about it, this makes me sound crazy. This makes me sound crazy. This makes me sound crazy.
You don't seem crazy to me.
This makes me sound crazy.
Not like much of a liar.
This makes me sound crazy. This makes me sound crazy. This makes me sound crazy.
I'd say his account is the only one we can trust.
This makes me sound crazy. 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 This makes me sound crazy.
I don't believe I'm crazy, which makes me sound just as crazy. It just doesn't make sense. I lived a normal life, did normal things, felt normal every day. Why am I crazy now?
Yay! It looks great.
Looks good. Looks like it has a story, which I like.
Yeah, it does. There's a big backstory to it. It comes up to date to where we're all in the mental institution.
Yeah, because half of these horror movies haven't got stories. They just chop and cut. And that's boring as all hell. Boring as all hell.
I know, like I love it. I think it's fun. It said it came out in February. That's why I thought it was kind of recent. But now that I looked at the trailer after seeing you now and following all your Facebook, you're a lot more buff now than you were then.
Yeah, actually, I was 200. I was 230 pounds back then.
And how much do you weigh now?
Now I am a whopping 204 pounds.
There you go. So yeah, that's 26 pounds. Yeah, because you're way more buff.
And how tall are you?
5'10".
Where is Danville? In the chat room, they're asking if it's Danville, California. Where's Danville?
Danville is actually it's in the state of Illinois. It's southern Illinois.
And is there a real mental institution in Danville?
I'm sure.
There's one in Joliet. That's where we filmed in Joliet.
Oh, okay. I love it. I think that's fun. I just love those kind of movies. So
wait, so how come you didn't invite us to the red carpet?
Must not have happened.
I didn't even know it was out. I don't ever after this is just me personally. After I get done with a film or a project, I'll post it a little bit to get the wheels turning and get the momentum going for it. But I normally don't go to red carpets well in Chicago because they're a joke. They're not like the ones that we did. I went with you guys that you guys were a part of. Those were amazing. If you came to one in Chicago,
was that?
Be like,
I don't know. We met him
What carpet did we meet you at?
Nation's Fire.
Nation's Fire. That's the one where we were also doing NAMM, and so we ran back. We didn't watch the whole movie because we didn't get a chance.
Right.
That's the one starring.
Right, you were going back and forth. You guys were going back and forth.
Yeah, we were going back and forth to NAMM with all the rock stars, and I was working red carpets there.
And you worked with our buddy Lorene.
No, he's not in it. He was just there.
Oh,
he was just a red carpet. I met him on the carpet because they weren't letting him take his picture. They weren't letting him go to the front of the line of the picture after he'd been in all these big things. And so I was like, hey, you guys, this guy was on Chicago Fire and Chicago PD. Fucking let him in the line. Don't fuck with him.
Yeah, he did.
And then we became friends.
And then we got our picture, and me and Ron, we had our little interview. It was great. Your guys' stuff. So I normally don't do those things anymore. But like for this Devil's Breath, they will have a big red carpet when it's all said and done out of post, and then they get ready to release it. So I will be a part of that red carpet. I gotta really believe in the project and who else, who better to know what it's gonna look like or what it's gonna turn out to be like more than the actual actors on scene. I've done you guys see my IMDb. I've done multiple projects. A lot of them I haven't heard anything from. I haven't seen anything from. So, I guess they say, well, you got to get your feet wet. I'm half Mexican, so I'm already a wetback too. So, I mean, I don't know what they want. How much more wetter they want me to get? I can say that, and people say, "Oh, I can't believe he just said that," and I can't believe it's not butter, but it is. So
that's right. That's the same thing we call ourselves. We say fag or something. We're fags. We
yeah. So I actually love the red carpet. I absolutely love the red carpets. Don't get me wrong. I am looking forward to making Melinda's very first red carpet appearance seem like a dream to her. She's never been on one. She's not thrilled about the ones here in Chicago. Like I said, they're kind of iffy, whatever. But like the ones in LA,
we have some of those shitty carpets here too. I mean, we went to one not long ago. It was freezing cold. They wouldn't let us in the movie theater, and half of these broads were naked. Their nipples were so hard. I mean, they was popping through their gowns. It was so cold. And every carpet, it was a piece of white paper.
It was shitty. There was no Getty. I mean, you need Getty images.
It was just junk. And we
Getty was they were very good to me when I was actually out there. And it was funny because after your red carpet, when I was in LA, when I met you guys, and the first time, and we talked and we had a great time. After that red carpet at Nation's Fire, I then went and ended up, I don't know how, man. I was at a theater just to watch this film. and support friends who were on it, independent. And when I got there, I'm just standing there. I'm just standing behind the line, you know, and just waiting to get into the theater. And a guy came up to me like, "Hey, what's going on, man?" I didn't know this guy. You know what I mean? I didn't know who he was. So, you know, kind of like step back a little bit, like take, you know, I'm being precautious, you know. So, and he's like, "Man, I love your work, dude." And he goes, I thought he had me mistaken with somebody in the film. And so I told him, I said, "Dude, I'm not in this film. I'm just a guest." He's like, "No, man." He goes, "You're Johnny Marquez. You're Jose Santiago, the Latino Pacino from Chicago." He goes, "Man, I want to get you. I want to talk to you." So then he pulled me aside and we did a little talk, a little interview. And next thing you know, this lady grabbed me. She put me in line for the red carpet. I'm like, "What are you doing?" She's like, "You got to get your picture taken by her." I'm like, "But I'm not in the movie." She's like, "Just," and it went from there. I mean, I went to that red carpet. Then I was invited to 2 more red carpets, all before the time span that I was going to leave. I was like, "Jesus."
There was a lot going on when you were here.
It's called networking. I've had that happen. So has Jimmy. In fact, some guy came up to us at one of the red carpets. He said, "Oh, I want you and Jimmy in a movie." I said, "Jimmy and I in a movie?" He said, "Yeah, I want you to play ourselves."
Yeah, we're going to be playing ourselves.
We're playing ourselves.
Because in it,
there you go. Well, that's not going to be hard to do.
It's going to kill it. We're gonna play podcasters in the movie, and we're podcasters.
So I said to them, I said, "I hope you're not expecting an R rating. If we're in the movie, you're not getting an R rating."
Or a G rating. You're not getting a G rating.
Triple X.
We're planning. I don't know when we're planning on moving because we're going to move, you know, back to the East Coast and kind of be bi-coastal. But if we're still here, and I'll know like around September, you guys should plan to come out and go to the big Halloween bash at Madame Tussauds. It's a big red carpet thing. Lots of celebrities go to it.
That's a good one.
We usually sponsor it. So we sponsor it,
and it's done well.
And then you guys
her favorite holiday is Halloween. She loves
ours
Halloween.
is mine is too. So it's a Halloween party. It's a red carpet. Lots of celebrities
They do a beautiful job with it,
and it's at Madame Tussauds. So around September time, if we're sponsoring it and everything, and for sure we're going because we're not moving back to the East Coast before then. We will. You guys should just fly out for like 2 days and just go to it because it's a lot of fun.
Oh, absolutely.
Where are you now?
East Chicago, Illinois.
You're freezing your ass off.
Actually, I'm in southern Indiana, Hebron, Indiana.
Okay, he's in Indiana.
But it's cold there also. What are you doing there? It's so cold.
You know what? I asked myself the same question. Before I met Melinda, I was already bags packed, ready to get out of here, head down to Texas, Arizona, and then I met her, and you know, that just fucking all went up in smoke, and now I'm still here.
All right. So
how cold is it?
Cold.
Right now it's 29 degrees.
Well, that's not
Yesterday was 71.
Yeah, it's weird weather.
New
York, the same thing. It was 69 a couple of days ago.
So you guys
is even worse. The weather's
you guys, if you want to follow Jose on Instagram, he's at official_Jose Santiago Jr. You can definitely find him on Facebook.
Watch his new movie. It looks good.
Yeah,
folks.
watch. I don't know if it's actually out when it comes out.
It looks interesting. I hope when I see it, I don't say eh. But am I going to say eh when I see it?
Well, I don't know. I mean, all I was there for was my scenes, my parts. I wasn't there for the whole movie. I don't know what they did. I don't know what before.
Your part is interesting because
you look good.
You know, crazy people are always wonderful on screen. You know that. I'd love to play crazy.
I took Jack Nicholson from One Flew Over the Cuckoo's Nest,
right.
And I took Negan from The Walking Dead, and I combined them to make Greg.
Love Negan.
There you go.
I would love to get Negan on our show.
But it looks like, as I said, the storyline, I wrote it in my mind, so it may not be what I wrote, but I wrote it as being something I would like to see. And I think all of you out there should see it and let us know what you think.
So we have like 4 minutes left, and I'm sure I ask you this every time. It might have changed though. So bucket list, male and female, that person you've never worked with that you think would be great to work with, and if you could have ever been in any movie that's ever been made, what movie would you want to be in? And let's see if it's
bucket list. I would love to work with Keanu Reeves and Pacino, 2 guys.
Yeah, that's 2 good ones.
Females, I would have to. I mean, she's passed on now. Raquel Welch was, I would have loved to work with her.
I invited her on the show, and they fucking said she would never do a show like that. Raquel Welch. Yeah, they told us no way.
I met her.
For females today, I would have to say, I'm a fan of. Shit. I'm trying. Now I gotta draw a blank. Hang on a second. Oh my God, I can't. I just watched her show, man, and I was like, man, I can see working with her. The blonde girl, she played in this new Netflix series, Molly Singer. She's kind of quirky comedian. I can't remember her name.
I met Raquel Welch, and she wasn't really nice. And she
No,
was
no.
drunk. No, she was drunk, and she wasn't nice to a group of us. We were at an award.
Rita Moreno. I would love to work with Rita Moreno before
Wow.
Who?
Rita Moreno is a cool
I
one.
love her. Are you kidding?
Yeah.
She's
And
probably-
if I had a choice to be in any movie, I would have loved to be in the old westerns. Big Clint Eastwood fan. Love Clint Eastwood. And the story behind the Mule and Don't Let the Old Man In by Toby Keith was amazing. Rest in peace to Toby and his family and his condolences. But yeah, I found out a lot about Clint Eastwood, why he is the way he is, and he's still pushing at 90-something years old. He told Toby when he was going to create a song for the movie, he goes, give me some ideas. And he goes, how did you last this long in the business? He said, I didn't let the old man in. And that's how Toby Keith came up with the song. It was an amazing tribute. Yeah, you know what, Ron? You look great. Ron, you look fabulous, man.
I don't care what I look like. It's up here. I am so pissed off at this bullshit they're doing with Trump and Biden, with the age thing. I think it's horrible. They're teaching the young people that we 80-year-olds have no value. And they're showing it.
Wrong.
They're showing it to us. They're mean to us. Come on, you old fuck, move. Things like that.
Ron goes off on people if they do anything. He just shits around him.
mean, Renee Taylor, you know who she is?
No.
She played the mother on The Nanny, Fran Drescher's mother.
Oh, yeah.
I know Renee. Renee is 90. She's got all her marbles. She's working. You know how many actors and actresses at 90 are I'm going to be 84. I'm working. So that's bullshit about once you go to the last quarter of your life, you're finished. Maybe Biden is shot.
I think it's just started. Yeah, well.
But that's what happens. Not everybody.
That doesn't mean everybody is. You don't have to lump everybody together.
Yeah, just because he's shot doesn't mean we're shot. Trump doesn't look shot. Trump is 80 whatever, and look at Clint Eastwood exactly. He didn't
93, and he's finishing up a movie as we speak.
We only have like one more minute, but do you know Robert Lasardo? Have you ever worked with Robert Lasardo? Do you know who he is?
Robert Lasardo's a very good friend of mine. We talk all the time on the phone. I haven't worked with him yet, but that's been in the making for a long time here for me.
I would love to put the two of you guys, and we love Robert Lasardo. He was on the show. He texts me all the time.
I'm working.
Oh yeah, he's awesome. He's amazing. I love his aura. I love everything about him. We've met up a couple times in LA.
He's the coolest guy
I can't
ever.
wait to work. I cannot wait to work with Robert.
I'll tell you what, you want me for a werewolf movie, you let me know. I don't mind.
Oh, I'm definitely going to let you know because I really do. Everybody, this is like no bullshit. We've met in person. We're friends on social media. Really, one of my favorite people in the business because he's no bullshit and everybody else is so full of shit.
He's a regular guy.
He's a regular guy, and he's got a beautiful, beautiful wife. He's got dogs. They're beautiful.
Watch it with the beautiful wife.
Why?
You might not be that gay, so watch it with.
I'm
and Jose's going to have to kick the shit out of you.
So please give our best to Melinda and your brother for his birthday. We want to thank you for coming on the show today, and we will definitely be in touch. And anytime you need anything, give me a call.
I got you guys. Thank you. I love you. Be safe.
Bye-bye.
Happy visit, Jose. Bye-bye.
He's so cool. We want to give a shout out to Sherry Nelson is in the chat room.
Who?
Sherry Nelson.
Sherry Nelson?
Yeah, we love you, Sherry.
No, I'm not. I'm never speaking to you again, Sherry Nelson.
And also,
no, I'm mad at Sherry Nelson because she hasn't come to see me.
Oh, well, I didn't really give her a date, so it's my fault.
No, well, whoever it is, it stinks.
That's my fault, not her fault. And also, Diane is in there.
Diane who?
Diane Repetto.
Oh, the one.
Hey,
with the,
Diane, pink
the
hair.
one with the pink.
Yeah.
I think that pink hair is so revolting. I can't even speak to her.
But you love her.
No, I don't. Not with the pink hair. What is she? 19? A woman of her age with pink hair is
Looks
hideous.
fun.
No, it's not fun. It's sad.
No, it's fun.
No,
Be
it's
nice.
I
No, you
can't be
love
nice.
her.
I don't love her.
Yes, you do.
I love Brandy, but I don't love her.
Yeah, we hope Brandy's doing good. Please send her our best.
She went and made her hair pink and it broke my heart. Right, Astro?
No, Diane, we love you.
No, we don't love
listen
you.
to him.
Do we love it? Astro, do we love Diane with pink hair?
Doesn't
Look,
matter if she has
you
pink
said
hair.
no.
You just love Diane.
No, I just think I can't get past the pink hair.
Okay, but that's okay.
She knows what I mean. I love her. Of course I love her.
There you go.
But not with pink hair. I'm never going to speak to you again with pink hair.
Yes, you will, because you'll
No,
see her at events.
I told her, become a gorgeous, gorgeous redhead. You look so beautiful with red hair. You look classic, elegant,
Beautiful,
fabulous.
gorgeous.
The pink hair, she looks like she belongs in Clown Motel 3.
All right, now we're going to bring on our next guest. Let's bring him in. Hey, Lee, how you doing?
Hey, guys, how are you?
Fantastic. Oh, I love it. So where actually are you? I'm going to introduce you in a minute, but where actually are you? Do you live in L.A.?
No, I'm out of LA. Finally, I finally extricated myself from California.
Oh, good for you.
Yeah.
Where extricate yourself to?
I'm sitting down here
Where are you actually
in
located?
Texas now, and
Oh, you're in
hanging out
Texas.
down here fishing, getting fat. It's good.
There you go. I love it. I think that's fabulous. All right, everybody. Now we want to welcome to the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell, stuntman, actor, the original Ghostface, Lee Waddell. Hello, and is that how I pronounce it? Welcome to the show.
Yeah, you got it. You did good. Yeah, you're spot on. Thanks for having me on.
These whoppers were on Jimmy's desk, and they were yelling, "Eat me, eat me." I have to have one because I'm a candy freak.
So, Lee, we have a chat room full of people. Please say hi to everybody in the chat room. Just say hi to everybody in the chat room.
Thanks for tuning in. We've got a great time here. We'll see where this crazy conversation is going to go. So who knows?
Absolutely. And then we have one super horror fan, and her name is Dawn. And I'm sure she's gone back and watched all your Scream movies before she came on. So just say hi to Dawn because she loves it when we get our celebrity guest to say hello.
Hey, Don. Thanks for being the super fan.
There you go. I love it. So you guys can follow Lee. He's on Instagram at _Lee_Waddell, WADDELL. Oh, there you go. He put it up on the screen for everybody. You can also go to originalghostface.com. So I have to tell you, until I didn't know that there was people playing Ghostface, like actual actors, playing Ghostface.
First of all, what does Ghostface look like?
Ghostface looks like, well, I can't. If you don't know, I can't tell you. Ghostface
is that long, skinny
white face? Yes.
Yeah.
Okay. So I didn't know that Ghostface had an actor who played Ghostface. Even though I've seen all the movies and I'm friends with almost everybody in the horror world, so you're like one of the people I've never met. And so I was super excited. And really, I saw a post because you're going to be doing Skate to Hell, and we're friends with all the people that are doing that film, Joe Kelly and everybody. And I saw he put it up. So I actually went online and Googled you, who's the original Ghostface, and read all about you and found it. And that's when I found you on Instagram to come on because I was like, I can't believe I don't know this guy. Because literally, I'm friends with Pinhead, Freddy Krueger. We've had everybody on our show. And so I was like, we got to get this guy on the show. I'm super excited. I collect action figures, and I have like hundreds of thousands of dollars of action figures and stuff everywhere. So I have all these Scream Ghostface dolls and stuff, never knowing that you're actually the person, who was Ghostface. So I'm super excited to have you on. And I think it's really cool. And we'll talk about other stuff too. But since Ron knows, so you're doing a movie, Skate to Hell, and a lot of our friends are actually in it.
And Joe Kelly, I've done a few of his movies. He's the nicest guy to work with. He is so kind and easygoing and sweet. There's no problem with him. You'll never have a problem with Joe Kelly. He's the best. I call him my son.
So you guys, here's who's going to be in Skate to Hell with our guest, Lee Waddell. Robert Lasarda, he's a really good friend of ours. Scott Schwartz is a friend of ours. They've both been on the show. Todd Bridges. Eileen Dietz has been on the show. She's a friend of ours. Douglas Tate's a friend of ours. Mason Reese, I haven't met, but we're Facebook friends. John Dugan, Brett Wagner's been on the show, and Ziggy and Paul Gunn are in it.
My best friend.
Ziggy is Joanne Heckman, but she goes by
My
Ziggy. And they were our guests last week, actually, on the show.
They are so crazy. You're going to love them. She's crazy off the script.
And so I know a bunch of that. I know a bunch of that cast, right? And you know, me and Brett knock around a little bit when we're out there on the convention circuit and hanging out, and the same with Doug and State. You know, so it's going to be a great time. I don't know if we'll actually get anything filmed, but we'll definitely have some laughs.
So is it?
I'm telling you, you're working with some really great people, nice people.
Absolutely.
Kind people.
Let me ask you a question. Wasn't Brett? He's like he's the Texas Chainsaw Massacre, right? He's Leatherface, right? Yeah, I thought so. Actually, because I was really.
What part do you play in this movie, Joe's movie?
Joe's a producer on it. It's not his movie. He's just one of the producers on it.
I thought it was.
But Joe's the advertisement of the movie is what made me want to like get him.
I thought Joe was going to.
No, it's not. I forgot whose movie is Skate to Hell.
Whose
you know?
movie is it?
Sean C. Phillips. I think.
Phillips. Oh yeah. So Sean's been on our show too. All of them have made it. So I love it. So
what part do you play?
I'm supposed to be Brett Wagner's his character. My understanding, I hadn't seen the sides yet of the script, but I'm supposed to be like Brett's sidekick at the skateboard shop. So
I love it.
That's my understanding of it as of right now. But I hadn't seen this, the script on it yet. So and who knows? By the time we get around to it, it'll probably change and all this other good stuff. So.
Diane's in the chat room because she said she's working on the film and that Joe's actually a character in the movie. So Joe's actually going to be a character in the movie.
Joe Kelly?
Yeah. We love him. He does those Clown Motel movies that are not really great, but they're so much fun. We have a blast. And Ron's in two of them.
We're shooting the next one in August, and I'm excited about it because each time he did this film, he got better. And believe it or not, the third doesn't match the first. The first is really off the wall. But the third, from the script and everything, is going to be very, very sensible.
I love it.
And a good. It's a lot of fun to be back out in front of the camera again, just acting and having fun. And there's no pressure on it. There's no stress. I'm not falling on my head. So I'm really enjoying these small bit parts. They're just a lot of fun and enjoyable. And everybody has a great attitude and we're having fun. And that's the main thing, is have a great time.
So do you?
I only do those cameo things to my good friends. Otherwise, I won't.
Absolutely.
I can't do little movies because it doesn't pay for me in any way.
For him, too. They got to spend money because they got to fly him in. He doesn't live in LA.
No, it's not only that. It's that it takes a lot out of us now. At my age, anyway, at 83, it takes a lot out of me. So for me to go on a set and go through all the motions of a great big movie on a little movie, you understand.
Yeah, I've been on both. I've been on the biggest productions of whatever.
Now I only
I want to brag for you because anybody who doesn't know who you are, because I'm actually almost ashamed that I didn't, because I'm friends with Clive Barker. I know everybody in horror. I used to be a celebrity clothing designer, and I would go
in horror, not in horror.
How do you say horror? Horror. See, he says
makes it sound like horror.
No.
Well, and that's a true statement within itself now, isn't it?
Yes.
No, Lee, we had a very major movie star on our show. And he said, well, I know that you're a very famous whore. And she said, what? And he says, horror, whore.
So in the meantime,
she thought he called her a whore.
Our show is 16. Our show is 16 years old, and when I started it, I was a celebrity clothing designer, and I used to go to conventions and give away clothes to get the people to come on the show, and that's how it built really quick. Because I had only been on the air for about 3 months, and I had like Doug Bradley and Malcolm McDowell and Lance Henriksen and all these huge people and everything. So we became friendly with all those people. So it's so much fun, to actually meet you because you're the one person who has.
We've been talking about you all week.
I'm excited. I can't help it.
Saying the ghost. I was, who the fuck is this ghost?
That guy.
No, I said, how come I never saw the movie? Because I love.
And then this morning I
love ghost movies. I thought
This
thought you
morning
were
he
a
asked
ghost
me if you
movie.
were the guy. Like he described the movie, and they have a ghost face in scary movies. So he was like, "Is it the guy from the comedy?" And I was like, "Well, it's that character, but he's the actual real guy who kills Drew Barrymore."
And
Which
I
we're going to
never-
talk about in
wait
a
a
minute.
I never knew they called your character the ghost.
Ghostface.
Ghostface. I never knew it. So I kept expecting a ghost movie. And he said, no, he's the guy that plays the ghost.
So you guys, here's I'm going to brag for you a little bit for anybody who doesn't know who you are, you guys. So first of all, you guys, Lee is basically a stuntman and an actor. He specializes in precision driving and fire stunts, which got to be like the fucking scariest thing ever to do. Here's films that he's been in, he's worked on as a stunt person, or he's involved with. And these are really big movies. X-Men First Class, Lady in the Water, Jarhead, Wind Talkers, Spider-Man, End of Days, Crazy in Alabama, Being John Malkovich, Inspector Gadget, Arlington Road. We just watched that not too long ago again. Blade, U.S. Marshals, Face Off, Con Air, The Last World, Jurassic Park, That Darn Cat, Batman Returns, Death Warrant, The People Under the Stairs, which we're really good friends with Sean Whalen and Jan Birch, who are both in that. You probably see them on the circuit too. Beastmaster 2, Shocker, The Return of Swamp Thing, The Terminator, Nightmare on Elm Street. And there's a bunch more. I picked those because those are the ones everybody knows that are all blockbuster hits.
There you go. I don't know if they're all blockbuster hits, but whatever. I'm glad to be a part of it.
Actually, what did you do for People Under the Stairs?
I was Tony Caesar, who was our stunt coordinator, second unit director. And, I was with Wes Craven. I did Wes's, my first film was with Wes Craven and Tony Caesar was Nightmare 1. And I did everything from Nightmare 1 all the way through Scream 2 with Wes. There's one or two that I didn't do. Like, there's one that they shot down in Dominican Republic that I didn't go on. But so basically I was either involved with or working or somehow or other all his shows from Nightmare 1 all the way through Scream 2.
Oh my God! So to Wes Craven, though, what an icon! And so we actually had, I don't know if that's Friday. Is that Nightmare on Elm Street? The first one is Lisa Wilcox get killed in the bed in Nightmare on Elm Street. Is that the first one, where the claws come up in the bed and pull her down? So we had Lisa Wilcox on the show when we lived in Pennsylvania, and Ron knows what the films are, and he was like, as long as you're not the girl who gets killed by the bed, the thing, and she starts laughing. He didn't know, and she was actually the one.
I didn't know. I really didn't know it was her. I'm not a fan of horror movies. I'm in them, but I don't watch them because I find them very stupid and ridiculous because it's the same shit over and over again. 10 people in a room and they get killed one at a time and they get knife stabbed. The latest film we saw, the guy's dick was chopped off. And they showed you the cock actually being cut and taken away. I said, okay, now I've seen it all. I don't need to see any more horror films.
Wow.
Every guy in the theater grabbed their crotch and went, when they saw the screen. I mean, I don't need to see any more.
Actually, that film was called...
No,
we can't tell.
I did say to Jimmy, next they're going to show a woman naked with her legs open and firecrackers up her snatch. And then they're going to blow up the firecrackers. I bet you. And we're going to watch Snatch flying all over the room.
There you go.
You want to bet? You want to bet?
No, it's already been done.
This was
it's already been, has it been done?
Right. It has been done.
He says it has been done.
Oh,
You're probably right.
No, but this movie is Marcel Waltz's film, and I love Marcel. He's my dearest friend. And I said to him, what next, Marcel?
His last two movies, though, that happened.
I know. I said, what next, Marcel? Where can you go any further to scare the shit out of people?
And we're going to find out because March 13th,
we're going to his next movie, and I can't wait to see what he's going to blow up next. Maybe the firecrackers in the Snatch. I don't know.
Oh, wow. That's going to be great.
But
so I want to know.
It's getting out of hand. It's getting out of hand.
How did you decide? How did you decide that when you were growing up? Did you want to be like a stunt person? How did you decide to? First of all, how big are you? How tall are you?
Well, I've shrunk with age, but right now I'm about 5'11", 5'10".
Okay. Because you're a big dude. So how did you decide? I'm going to wake up one day as a kid and say, "Gee, I like these horror movies," or "I like movies." Because actually, you've been in a lot of movies that aren't horror. you're just most because Ghostface is such an iconic character. You know, everybody knows who it is. But
Aren't you
wait.
wait, I want to. Aren't you sorry you didn't invest in the in the mask? The ghost.
Yeah. If we, here we are talking about a film 30 years old, right? And if I had any idea that it was going to be what it is and was, I would have backed my truck up to that wardrobe trailer and just hooked the whole thing up. You know?
Yeah, absolutely.
that mask is probably. We go to the Halloween thing to buy shit for Halloween. What is it? Where is it? We go.
We go to Spirit Halloween.
Spirit Halloween.
Like half the places go.
And they must have 9 million ghost faces all over the place. You would have made a fortune.
Oh yeah, some of the original, like the original, they're called Gen 1s. The ones that we used in the first scene were originally the KMBs, and then the Fun Worlds came in after licensing agreements. But those original masks, you can't even. I think there's one KMB in existence, is my understanding. And
did you get any of them? Did
Yeah,
you get to keep?
that was
Did you
my
get to
next
keep?
question.
Did you get to
No,
keep
did you-
anything
did you
from
get
back
to
then?
Did you get to steal any of them?
Yeah, exactly. I kept so I came back as Ghostface in Scream 2 to do some work, and I kept one of my masks off of Scream 2.
Okay,
So
and that would be something
that's
you
worth
keep.
a
though.
fortune.
Like,
then.
that's just for you.
You have the original mask. That's
So there's several original masks, right?
no, but the one you own. You
Yeah,
wore.
the one that I have is
You
one
wore.
of the ones that we used. Like in the second film, I came back and I did the middle sequence with all the driving stuff and some detectives and all this other cool stuff. And I kept one of those masks.
So that mask.
Used
is
in
very-
that sequence.
That
Yeah,
mask
that's
is very
valuable.
collectible. Very collectible. Worth a lot of money.
We've actually, so on our show, we've actually had Skeet Ulrich on the show, and we've had Jamie Kennedy on the show.
All the monsters we've had.
And they're not monsters in it, though. They're the characters in it.
Well, the guy. What's the one?
We've had everybody who plays Jason.
What's Jason?
We've had many of the Texas Chainsaw Massacre people. We've had lots of people from Child's Play. We've had everybody. All the Cenobites have been on. You know,
That's great.
from Hellraiser, because I just love it all, and I collect it all.
And now we have you.
So wait, when you were growing up, what kind of movies did you watch, or like, because how did you decide to be a stuntman? That's not something everybody just wakes up and said I'm going to do.
Well, yeah, yes and no. I mean, when you talk to stunt guys and girls that are in the business and actually working, and I don't care if they're doing live shows or whatever, but you know, that is what me or they wanted to do, right? And I had two courses of action after high school. I went and did some junior college, but I was either going to go military or I was going to go make movies, and the movies paid better. It's really about that simple. And so, but during my junior high and high school, I was, doing photography classes and whatnot. We were tasked on making movies, and so it was really fun, and I love that creative process of putting the projects together and going out and filming them and things like that. So,
Where did you grow up?
I grew up there, not too far in Arcadia, when I was actually in Southern California, where Santa Anita Racetrack is.
Okay.
I knew Burt Reynolds. Well. And I asked Burt one time, I said, what made you want to be a stuntman? He said, I needed the money.
Yeah, right?
And it paid well, better than an extra, because in those days, Burt was not famous yet. He hadn't done his TV show.
Right.
He was honest. He said, yeah, I did it for the money. Because they paid well. If you jumped off a building, you got $1,000. If you got on fire, they gave you $2,000. They paid you according to your whatever, right?
Yeah. If for some reason the camera jammed, you got to do it again, they'll pay you again.
Exactly.
Oh, that's
The
cool.
more dangerous the stunt, the more money they gave you.
Absolutely.
So in Scream 1, I know I read online that you're the one who killed Drew Barrymore at the beginning. Who else did you get to kill in Scream 1? Which ones were actually you killing people?
So it's not an on-screen kill, but there's her boyfriend, who I think his name was Steve character.
Yeah.
So we whack him, we slice him up, we slice up Drew, and then Principal Henry Winkler.
Oh, Henry Winkler. Yeah, that's a good one.
Yeah, so I killed him also.
And what about in the second one? Did you get to kill people in the second one?
And the second one, I came along and killed one of the detectives. There was a sequence in there where they had the detective, so beat one of them up, and then I killed the other one. And then there's a great scene where Nev is crawling out across Ghostface, which is me, and getting out of the car. Yeah. And then and I forgot her fine little actress, and she was in the backseat. Ended up killing her character. So that's another 2 right there.
I love it.
I've never killed anyone in a movie, but I think in Clown Motel 99 or 150, I'm General Milan, and I take my soldiers, assuming that Joe Kelly is going to give me a gun to kill a clown. I got to ask him if I kill a clown.
I love it. That's so funny.
It must be fun.
I just got a text message from Joe Kelly. Isn't that funny? Like we're
What did
talking
Joe
about
say?
him. He just
We're talking about him. They're
going to come on the show in April, the cast of the new Clown Motel.
What did he say now?
He wants to know if he's giving me dates to see if he could come on the show with some of the cast for that. So I know that Ghostface is probably like the most recognizable thing. You know, it's such a big, huge franchise. Was that also your favorite movie, or some of the other movies that you like working on? Were they more fun? And do you prefer horror movies, or do you prefer, because you got action movies and dramas, you got everything in here?
Yeah, I get. I mean, you got to remember, my career was just a good, solid working stunt guy, right? I was just a solid hand. I'd show up, do my job, and get out of there and off to the next show. So I had a pretty good reputation of just being a solid guy. I could do a little bit of everything. I was that, and so I don't care. And most people that are in the stunt business, we're gypsies, right? We go from show to show to show, and you might get a day, you might get 2 weeks, you might get 2 months. Doesn't matter.
Do you ever want to get out of horror?
Set up and already looking for your next job.
Right.
Lee, did you ever want to get out of horror and go into, what are they called, traditional movies?
We did a bunch. I just listed that
whole
list.
I mean, like, I'm not phrasing this right. Did you ever want to play like a priest or a good father or something like that?
So funny you say that. So there used to be a TV show called Father Dowling Mysteries. Remember that?
Mm-hmm.
You played a priest.
Tom Bostic, right? I think Tom Bostic or somebody was in that.
Yeah, and what's his name? Begley Jr.
Oh yeah, Ed Begley Jr.
Right, and so Ed's character was a priest, and I doubled him.
So, okay.
I did a couple of Father Dowlings, yeah. And so yes, I played a priest.
So you played as a priest.
There you go.
I played a minister once.
Do you like? So you've done a lot of stunt work. Now that you're older, is there an interest to be more just an actor, like in films? I guess you're probably going to be an actor in the skate film.
Yeah, I just did a little bit part right before the strike hit, and we put it in, and I did a day and threw a few lines, and I had such a good time doing that. Right, it was so fresh to be in front of the camera again and just having fun making film. Making movies and hanging out, that I'm going to start pushing that acting thing more and more. And then here this little show came up, with Joe and Brett and everybody, and they offered me a slot on that. I'm like, absolutely, as long as we're laughing and loving and eating tacos, I'm all in. And so,
no, I like that. I want to see some of that work, because like I produce a lot of movies. I have 9 of them right now, and I think it'd be the novelty of having you in it, but as an actual character, not a person in a mask. Like I don't know, do you know like Douglas Tate wears masks a lot? And
you're right.
Douglas
Tate, you know him.
The big guy, the 7-foot guy, Doug.
No,
that's Doug who?
No, that's
that
not
Doug played in the movie in the cemetery with his sewed up mouth.
Oh no, that's Doug Jones. Oh
Doug
yeah.
Jones.
Oh yeah,
you know Doug Jones?
Yeah, we're doing a movie with Doug Jones soon.
Lee, do you know Doug Jones?
What was he played on again? What was his characters?
Well, he was in Hocus Pocus, as the zombie, but he's Silver Surfer. He's everything. He's like Pan's Labyrinth. He's the shape in the water. He was the shape.
The nicest guy in the world. Nicest guy
ever. We're doing a film with him.
The sweetest, most gentle fella and he plays these horrible parts that scare the shit out of people. And in real life, he's just a dove, the nicest fella.
Yeah. But as an actor, he's tapping some source someplace. So there's a facet in there that's, that.
Oh, no,
Now, wait,
absolutely.
I'm leading up to my question. My sister went out once with a guy who was really handsome and nice, and she found out that he was a funeral guy, embalmed people in the funeral home. And my sister could not go out with him anymore. She said if he touched me, I would cringe. God, it freaked her out. You, with the ladies, when they realize the parts you play, do they like freak out and say, ugh, I don't want to be with you, the ghost or whatever?
Ghostface.
Here's the two sides that I always get when I'm doing our conventions and signing and stuff like this. Is like, I always hear, you wrecked my childhood, or you made my childhood. Now, either way is fine with me, because here we are 30 years later, and they're standing in my line, and I'm signing some cool stuff for them, and we're talking about their childhood and Scream and Ghostface and all that stuff. So either way, here we are 30 years later, and we're face to face talking. But yeah, those are the 2 points. It's either.
I love that.
Lee, the question is, your character, does it spook out other people when they meet you?
I would say no.
Yeah, I don't think so either.
They're meeting,
if you were Leatherface or Pinhead, maybe, because you kill people kind of traditionally.
Pinhead is an insane character.
You treat people with like knives and like regular things, and not like by stretching them up and doing torture porn.
Now listen, I'm from old Hollywood, so I know what I'm talking about. Bela Lugosi.
Yep, love him.
Shit everybody. Nobody would kiss him, hug him, or touch him. I've never met him, but I was told this by people that knew him. They could not get over the Dracula in him. No matter how he would come in colorful clothes and try to look happy and normal, they still saw Count Dracula. And he terrified people. Su Wang, who he owned Su Wang's house, and a lot of stories came out of that. People would go to the parties there. The house is a mansion. It's gorgeous, huge. And they would think that Count Dracula was going to come out. So he never, ever was not Count Dracula.
So, yeah, well, he got locked in and got stereotyped for the rest of his career.
But in his life.
You didn't know that was
children
good.
Were frightened of him. Everybody.
Wait, okay. Hang on, because I want to like...
Because of his character.
I want to like take this over. So, okay.
You know why? Because he never looked like Dracula. He always looked like Dracula because when he played Dracula, he looked like himself. And that's why it scared people. He wasn't in costume. Well, he wore a cape.
So I want to go back now. So as a film watcher, first of all, so you're in the first 2 Scream movies. I mean, none of them are as good as the first one, but all of them are pretty good. Now, have you watched all the other, since there's 6 of them, have you watched the other 4?
Yes. Yeah, I watched the whole franchise.
And what did you think of the last 2? Did you like them?
Yes and no. And the reason I say that is the reason I liked 5 is because about midway through 5, they did a really good nod, tip of the hat to Wes about doing some reveals in the kitchen stand in number 5.
Yes,
really typical Wes, and I like that they did that. So it was they gave Wes credit. So I like that. Ghostface was ridiculous in number 5. He could trip over his own shadow. That is not how the character was developed by Wes and myself 30 years ago. So I don't like how Ghostface has always been diluted down and got more and more. It was almost looking at the Keystone Cops by the time number 5 gets here.
Right, you're right.
And so when 6 got here, I liked that they gave Ghostface his balls back, because that's how the original character was developed with Wes and I. And Tony Caesar, his second unit guy, was aggressive. And the one key takeaway when I sat down with Wes was about 20 minutes before we rolled cameras. And it was like, all right, Wes, tell me about this character, and we got into what the character and who the character and how the character, all that stuff. And one of the key phrases that was the takeaway on it was, he goes, remember that this guy is like, he moves like a phantom. And so I'm like, okay, phantoms, I get that. Phantoms are direct, quick, stealthy, aggressive. They move with purpose. And so that's one of the main character traits of Ghostface, is that aggressive, with authority movement. And you see how I portrayed that during the opening scene is how I zip around the house, right? It's very fast, very aggressive, very direct. Tripping over my shadow, looking like an idiot. None of that occurred.
I actually like the sixth one. I was surprised. I didn't think I was going to like 5 or 6 because I'm kind of like old school. So
Right.
I didn't think I was going to really like it. I was actually very surprised. I really thought they were enjoyable. In the sixth one, I love all the part at the end where they're showing all the different masks from all the different Ghostface, and that was really cool. And the fact that who was the killer and stuff. So, but I think as a franchise, it's definitely one of the most fun franchises of all the horror franchises, and I'm a big fan of all of them, pretty much.
And it's a young franchise too, because I mean, look at Halloween, right? 45th anniversary, 12, 13, 14 films. How many are in that, right? Franchise. And that's not to say they're all good or bad or indifferent. We're not rating them. It's just that they have over a dozen films deep on that franchise. How many
We've actually had, so I'm friends with Tyler Main and James Jude Courtney, and they're like two of the major, Michael Myers's.
Yeah, JJ's a great guy. He's fun. He and I knock around a little bit when we're out on the con.
He's so much fun, and Tyler's really fun. And we've also had, I forgot who was the first one, but we had the guy, Tony.
Nick Castle.
Yes, we've had all of them on. We basically had all of them on over some time or
Were
another.
you ever in a movie that you thought you could direct better than it was directed?
Yeah, absolutely.
What a good question.
Me too.
Absolutely. Yeah, there's some low budget ones that back in the day that were just
pathetic.
I was just involved with one not too long ago.
I was in a movie where the director was in a different room watching a monitor of what we were doing.
Yeah.
But he couldn't direct to tell you to do anything because he was 50 yards away.
Yeah. So I figured, this is. Then I was in another movie where I asked where the camera was. And they said, oh, up there. I said, oh, I thought that was a security camera. That's the movie. Another time I asked the director, where are my marks? He said, you don't have marks. Just go over to the window and then open the door. So I thought, what the fuck happened to movie making? It has gone in a different direction. Oh, the best one was when somebody said to me, oh, if you think that's something, a guy made a movie with a cell phone.
But see, there's a beauty about that, at least in my opinion, because no other time in history has there been a time where you could actually pick up your cell phone or cell phones and actually produce, make, edit, and release a cell phone movie, and it looks good. I mean, those are 4K cameras. So if you light it right, you know anything about actual making movies.
Right.
You can do a good job with it if you know what you're doing.
You could actually pull off making a freaking full-on 90-minute release film on cell phones and get it pushed out because now you have the avenues to do it. So
right.
As an artist point of view, I love that there's so much opportunity to get your product out there to let people see it, be it stills or photography or motion picture.
Well, for me, it was shocking because the first time I was ever in a movie was 1959. And if you remember what the sets were like, I don't know if you do, you're too young, but the cameras were the size of Volkswagens.
Yeah.
The cables and the lights used to burn you. And now lights, well, whoever heard of lights? Cables, there are none. So I go in and I don't know that I'm acting. I'm in a room and I'm reading lines and I think, where the fuck is the crew? There's nobody here to make you feel like you're working.
So here's a question, because we've got 5 minutes. So as an actor, and I asked this to all the actors that come on, bucket list, and now not as a stuntman, but as an actor, if you could work with any male and female actor, living or dead, who would you have liked to have worked with? And if you could ever be in any movie that's ever been made, what movie, besides the ones you've already been in, what movie would you have liked to have been in? Because you've already been in like 50 blockbusters. What movie would you like to have been in?
If I wanted to act with somebody, that we'll go back to that one. But like that second part of that question is like, what movie and the genre. And here's what's great about film is it's so big, right? Obviously, I did a lot of horror. I did some drama. I did, whatever. So it's like, wow. and being in a movie is not necessarily just because it's a blockbuster doesn't mean it's a good movie.
Right.
Thank you.
You're right.
So, you know, there's probably been some smaller films out there that would just been a gem to work on, right? And it maybe didn't even really do that good at the box, but it was just a really solid piece of filmmaking, you know. And I love
The Sleeper. You know, sometimes The Sleeper
like
is
Clint Eastwood makes a good movie.
Yes, Clint Eastwood makes a good like I'm partial to the Fast and Furious series because I did the costume design on the second one. But the 10th one that just came out, I mean, I watched it, but it was a piece of shit. I was like, this is $150 million junker.
Right. So going back to today, and I'm an old school guy, but I'm old enough to I was in the transition between practical and CG, right? There was 10 years in there. That was my career. And so I'm still to this day, I love practical filmmaking, right? I'm not a big fan of CG. I think it could be used gently, delicately with reservations, and you can pull off some stuff. But there's no way going back to Fast and Furious. I'm like, yeah, sure, we just jumped this car to the freaking moon.
Yeah.
Right? You know, so I kind of, you know, as a movie maker or however you want to call me, in front of the camera, behind the camera, I like practical, realistic stuff. And I think the viewing audience is at that point too. They, you know, when you get some stuff like the Marvel series or even the DC series, that's fun stuff and it's entertainment. They're not really good movies.
Right.
You know,
but the first two Fast and Furious, the first 2 or 3 Fast and Furious movies, they were good before they started, like, you know, flying through 50-story buildings and shit like that. But when it was just race car driving, like the first one is excellent.
But once again, that was practical stuff.
Yes.
Right.
But they
bent some cars. So, you know, it's practical stuff. So, you know, what movie I'd like to be in, I don't know. I couldn't tell you what. But as far as acting, man, it was just, God, there's so many super talented guys out there. I think if I was to sit down and do a scene with like an actress right now, I'd love to do something with Sandra Bullock because there's a lot of depth to her, right?
That's a good one.
Yeah, I'd like to do that. And then her chops, believe it or not, Rose McGowan. And Rose, there's a lot of depth to that woman. She's, you know,
actually, she's coming on the show. Yeah, she's fabulous, Rose McGowan. No, I love that. I think that's terrific. So,
yeah, super fun person. I really like being in her company when we see each other on the con circuit. I just really adore her.
No, she's cool. So you guys follow Lee on Instagram. Again, it's _Lee_Waddell. He's originalghostface.com. You can go and get a signed Ghostface mask from him off his website, or you can see him at his. Who's your convention rep? We got like a minute. Who's your convention rep?
I'm with Sean Clark, Convention All Stars.
Hey, he's a great guy. Great guy.
Yeah, there's somebody, and you know, you want to have somebody on your show, go get Sean if you'll do it, right? If you have time, because he works about a 100-hour week like all of us.
He's a great guy. I used to hang out with him all the time at Screamfest back in the day when I lived in Florida.
Right, exactly. And what's so great about Sean is super collector, super fan, you know, and yeah, he's a great agent, knows everybody, has a stockade of us together, right? The whole Scream team, the whole bit. But I mean, there's a lot of facets to that guy. I'm super blessed to have him representing me.
He's great. He's the best. I believe that he is the best convention rep, and I know all of them, but he is the best one out of everybody. So
he does. He runs a great program. He really takes care of us, and he takes care of his promoters, and you know, he plays both sides of the table very, very well because you know, everybody's in it to have a lot of fun and take care of the fans. And at the end of the day, it's all about the fans.
Right. All right. So we want to thank you for coming on the show because we're out of time. Everybody, Lee Waddell, the original Ghostface. Thank you so much. We wish you the best with everything. I'm going to put you on my list of potential people that we could work with because I'd love to work with you on something.
Oh, yeah. Let's get together. I guarantee you, like I said, I don't know if we'll get anything filmed, but we'll definitely laugh our asses off in the process.
Absolutely. All right. Thank you so much. Everybody, thanks for tuning in. We want to thank
you guys. Thanks for having me. Take care. Be safe.
Thank Jose Santiago Jr. and Lee Waddell for coming on the show. It was great. We want to say hi to everybody in the chat room, and thanks for tuning in. Tina joined us. A bunch of people joined us, but I didn't want to interrupt. So you guys, we'll see you soon. Have a great weekend, everybody, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
See you next week. Can turn out to be so wrong. Yeah, we in the mix.
Yeah, we in the mix, it's another episode. Here we go, the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. Interviewing the hottest, newest, and truest of today's celebrities. Make sure to subscribe so you can get notified weekly. Jimmy Star, he's the king of cool. Ron Russell, he's a gorgeous dude. Chat room is live and you would be a fool not to vibe with us at the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. So come watch it live on W4CY Radio. Miss some past episodes, download on iTunes. The Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell. It's the Jimmy Star Show with Ron Russell.